Hello, you Chad bastards! It is Saturday night, and we are here for a little Star Wars Dawn of Defiance, and very excited to get back to this. This is such a fun stream, and we've been having a good time doing it, and I know that you guys have as well. I can tell by the number of viewers, retained viewers, and repeat viewers we've had on this stream. You guys are clearly loving it, and we love you for loving it. And I see some of you are seeing the intro for the first time. It is really damn good, isn't it? I personally hand-selected the music, so you're welcome. But Alaska Jeff did the actual video and putting it all together, and I think he did one hell of a job putting that together. It looks pretty damn sick. But if this is your first time here, I am Erudi. I am the game master for this show, and you know, I think I tend to be a benevolent, kind, roguish, dashing, handsome, and very knowledgeable one at that. And humble, too, if you didn't notice.
Nice! Nice!
Oh, you say it every time you watch it for the first time? Oh, okay, okay. Well, I'm glad you appreciate it more than once. But, you know, I'm okay. I'm all right. But, hey, we got some good players, too, so let's say hello to them. We'll go ahead and point out, of course, that Caleb cannot make it tonight. He's having some technical difficulties, so we're going to press on. But we did put up a black box in his honor to remember him by, and I'm sure he would appreciate that.
And it's not even February.
And it's not even February. That's how much we are about diversity here. Speaking of diversity, the most diverse member of our panel, Colombian and a woman, Seti.
Hello, everybody. Very excited to be here for Star Wars. Should be fun and exciting. I think if I remember correctly, we had 2 of our members in jail, so that should be quite interesting. We will figure out what happens. I don't know, but you know what? Cheers to all of you guys, because you guys are awesome. I hope you're having a fantastic Saturday, and I'm very honored that you guys are here on a Saturday with us.
Cheers. Let me cheers with you. Cheers.
And this is cheers to chat. Belrock, you want to cheers? Cheers.
Cheers.
There you go. We all just cheered just for you. And
with
you
my off-brand drinking water.
Little hearts. Yes, it got little hearts. Hearts for you.
So many hearts. All right. She's not wrong. We do find ourselves in a very interesting story scenario. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But let's talk to the man who spawned that story segment and wearing his... Is that a new hat or is that the same hat?
This is not my new hat yet.
That's not your new hat yet.
I will wait until a story moment presents itself to get a new hat.
Got it.
But
all right.
My new hat in real life has been made, so I'm looking forward to receiving that. You guys are going to like it. Yeah. I'm Skak. I'm here. I'm ready to play. Or wait, you know what? Actually, no, I'm not ready to play.
What does this say?
It says, I threw a knife at Hut's magic.
Okay, I'm ready to play now.
And incited a fight that got my friends in trouble. Oh,
oh, it's a shame sign? A shame sign?
Yeah, he has a shame sign. I love it.
Like the men who get caught cheating and have to stand on the corner for like 3 days with a sign on them.
Genius.
I was thinking a dog,
genius.
But yeah, sure, a man.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay, dog works too. And then the man who should be wearing a shame sign for the channels he's destroyed and the close calls of destroying my own channels, we've got Moss Moof.
What, me?
Yes.
Oh God, not again.
I don't know why you're getting all over me. I didn't do anything yet. Hey guys. I'm really excited to be playing tonight. It's been 2 weeks, and yeah, I'm ready to see what happens because you know, we're in deep doo-doo, and I'm just hoping that I can talk my way out of it because that's my specialty.
Here's hoping. Here's hoping.
This is a good banana, by the way. Perfectly ripe.
All right. Cool. So that is our party of heroes. And very excited to see what happens to them this episode. If you're not familiar, we're playing Star Wars SAGA Edition, the D20 Wizards of the Coast version, for those who have been asking, or if you're just kind of new to the stream. And our heroes in the last episode, well, the last couple of episodes, they went to NATO Comodia. No, wait, I said that wrong. Cato Nemoidia. And while they were there, they were trying to find the elusive Darga the Hutt. Managed to talk to one of his henchmen who gave them the location. They got into the palace, so they've been kind of courting him ever since, trying to find this secretive information about how he might be working with the Empire on something called the Sarlacc Project, or at least moving resources for them. And they haven't yet found out that information or even gotten any clues yet, but what they have done is gotten themselves in a bit of trouble. So after spending a few days kind of cozying up to him, you know, flattering him and getting into arena fight, they had some suspicions about his major domo, who was kind of given the eye to Anya, Sev's character, as well as Moravgi, Caleb's character. And they decided they wanted to confront him, and he was playing a little bit coy with them. You know, they know what he is. They are pretty sure he knows what they are. But he was kind of avoiding the question. So Skak, in an effort to try to catch him red-handed, threw a knife at him, thinking, all right, this guy's, you know, he is what he is, some force creature, right? He's obviously going to yeah, he's instinctively going to knock this knife out of the way. But he underestimated how far this guy was willing to go to keep the ruse up and play coy, and he let the knife hit him. And then this put the heroes in the unfortunate position of having tried to assassinate the Hutt's major domo. So they decided, hey, we're going to be locking Skak up. He's going to the dungeon, and this is probably going to end very poorly for him. And the other two were given the opportunity to basically, you know, you guys didn't throw the knife. You don't have to associate with this guy. Get out of here. And Moravgi took that option because, I mean, of course, transitions are awful, and he doesn't want to stick his neck out for him. But Dina, I guess, was a little more soft-hearted and stood by her friend. Are you guys friends now? I'm not sure. Ally, we will say. And decided to stick to her guns with him and go to the dungeons with him. Yeah. Yes, the Sarlacc Project. Did I say something weird? I don't know why. I don't know if that was a question about what I said or what. We did get some benefits today. Before I read those, though, we did get a super chat. I want to make sure I don't miss it. It was from Orman. I've got two, actually. Three. It was a two-parter for, or not Orman, Wilson, the unauthorized biography of Tom Hanks, said the Padawan Brigade was a group of Padawans whose masters died in the Clone Wars. They gave their lives during the Battle of Jabiim so the Republic forces could evacuate the planet. Which of the following were members? A. Anakin Skywalker, B. Tay Diath, C. Darsha Asant, D. Bot Jewel, or E. Jax Pavan, or Pavan. My question is, Wilson, I'm assuming it has to be this way because I think I might know two of them, but it is multiple answers, right? You can pick more than one, and it's not a single answer. Let us know real quick, but if it is multiple answer,
except Anakin.
All right,
That's
so
what
you're saying B, C, D, E,
because none of those names are familiar to me.
I was thinking
Nobody
A,
remembers the Padawans.
I think it was A, B, but God, I don't fucking remember. I really don't remember.
Whose masters? Okay, so this is whose Padawans whose masters died in the Clone Wars.
Yeah, so it's asking which
makes
Padawans
sense.
were part of this brigade that tried to
Yeah.
make this last stand.
Yeah.
I don't remember much.
Okay.
Wait, I changed my answer. None of the above. Throw a curveball in there.
Okay, Vilrek is saying none. Erudi, you're saying what?
Well, I don't want to say anything because I kind of know part of the answer, so I don't want to influence anybody. I'll let you guys go first.
Okay. Moss, what about you?
I'm gonna say B and D.
B
For-
and D.
For
I'm
no
gonna
reason whatsoever.
say A and C.
A and C. Okay. I would have said A and B, and only because I vaguely remember this, and I know that Anakin lived. So, I mean, obviously, he made it through the trilogy, so I'm
Moss,
pretty
you
sure
said
he
what,
was.
B and D.
but I don't know.
Yeah.
I think B. I don't know. I don't know about the rest. I'm gonna go with A and B, and that's my final answer. And then while we're waiting on that answer, John Gordon for $19.99 said Velrock last session wasn't your finest hour. Ha ha ha, laugh face. But that's in the
wasn't?
past. Take this, Benny,
Save the group.
because we can't let Erudi kill any more players. Well, enjoy the Benny that you can't use in this session because this is a D20 game. I hope it serves you well. No, he gets a hero point. And I actually don't know who the.
We knew what he meant.
Those first two checks.
Force token?
Yeah, force token.
Thank you, sir.
I'm assuming the first two just go to the winner, since it's a two-parter. But you have to elaborate.
And to be fair, it wasn't Velrock's. It wasn't Velrock's finest hour. It wasn't Skak's finest hour. Let's be
True.
clear.
That's true. Wilson
A
says,
and B.
I did good, and I guessed that is the best. Obi-Wan is believed to have been guessed. So that's I get 2 force tokens. I'll take that.
Yeah, Clone Wars.
Yeah.
This is going to be a controversial opinion. I don't really like anything from the Clone Wars era.
See, I liked Clone Wars. But it was so long ago that I watched this, and I was like, I know for sure Anakin, and I was like, the other name though could be any of those. So I just went with AB.
I just like the stormtroopers being the bad guys. You know, the clone troopers were cool, and I did really like the Republic Commando series, but overall, the Clone Wars just didn't really do it for me. It was a different aesthetic that, you know, I prefer the aesthetic of the grungy Star Wars. You know.
Yeah, I mean, OT is always best. Prequel, though, I really, really did enjoy until Disney went through and started retconning all the shit that happened.
I like the prequel movies. Don't get me wrong. Just the Clone Wars itself.
Yeah,
I could take it or leave it.
that was a tough one. But all right, I'll take my 2 force tokens. Velrock, you take yours for Skek. And then we do have some benefits.
1 token.
I don't. I have no idea. Queen shirt. All right. All right. So let's see. The benefits are we got 5 gold renewals in Discord from Michaela, Leo, Chrysanth, the Fantastic, Sarcastic, and Frost. And we got some fan art from Darth Dave. I guess for the whole group. It sounds like. And we did get 36 likes last time, but we already redeemed that, so we don't get that this time. So total 6 force points in all.
Wow, thank you guys.
He showed us those little Lego guys. It was so funny to see. I love it.
Very
That's dope.
generous. Oh, is that what that? Okay, yeah, I did see that. I saw that pop up in my notifications. I didn't realize that was for fan art. That's awesome.
That's awesome. I very much appreciate that. And who is that in the background? Because I'm looking at it, it looks like I'll be honest with you, and this might be my my ignorance talking, but it looks like Gimli from Lord of the Rings in the
It
background.
could be. It could be. Maybe he's time warped into that universe with you guys.
You would like that though, because everyone is flat as a Lego, so it's all even.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
Yeah,
that would be a benefit from us.
Nobody is discriminated against for the traits that they're born with in Lego World,
Hey, look.
or at least the physical traits anyway.
Skak was into it, right? So I think you're good.
I'm not into it. I just said
That's
fine.
honestly that's why Dina stuck up for Skak, is because Skak's the only one who at least regarded her as sexually attractive.
Well, okay, if I was a human, you would be. I'm just saying, as far as Trandoshans go.
Yeah,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
She knows. It's not like she would ever go that way, but you know, she appreciates the sentiment.
You guys come down to the jail to rescue us, and we're like smacking each other's lips together and just like making out hardcore in the jail.
Amazing. All right, 2 things before I hop into this. I'll make them really brief. One, I am writing something called Legend Seeker, my own tabletop role-playing game for you guys. It's going to be activism free. If you're interested in supporting that to get Orxicans and gay lover dwarves with beard tattoos and all the other weird shit that they're throwing into our D&D games these days, if you'd like to boot that to the curb and play a game that is just cool, raw fantasy adventure, and it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun, come support Legend Seeker by going to Discord, becoming a subscriber there. And when you do, not only do you support my project, but you get early access to the lore and the materials and the playtests, and you support these guys by sending them benefits that, like the ones we just read off, giving them force tokens and bennies and stuff for the streams, and they really appreciate that. Two, Curse of the Crimson Throne, if you didn't hear, slight announcement, we did lose X-Ray Girl off that show. She had a scheduling conflict, unfortunately, that popped up, and we couldn't get around it. But we did get 2 new players, so we lost one, and like a Hydra, sprouted 2. We got My Nerdy Home, Steph, and then Tugs are joining the cast. So if you didn't hear that already, that'll be exciting. We're really excited about that. Stay tuned. Keep your ear to the ground. We might put out a character creation stream or something to that nature. On the Legend Seeker front, if you'd like to see a little bit of what we're doing, we do have art streams every week with Effie, who's doing the cover art, and it's turning out phenomenal. I just got kind of a mock-up of the cover with like the logos and stuff all positioned. It looks really good. And then also we've got Frost, who is an author on the project. He is working on the setting book, and he is doing the lore for that live with you guys, discussing the concepts of the lore so you guys can hear what our universe is going to be like. But all right, let's hop into it. Good night, Queen Shirt Chrysanth. Thank you for hanging out. All right, so you guys are in Darga's palace, and I believe we literally left off with you guys being taken down to the dungeons. So I think the best way to narratively start this off, I'm going to say that Skak and Dina, you spend the night in the dungeons, and you're put in separate cells apart from each other. Are either of you going to try anything crazy during the night, like breaking free or that kind of stuff?
I'd like to look for vulnerabilities at least.
Sure.
Take inventory of my surroundings and my drunken state.
Yeah, so you definitely have ample time to do that. These cells, they're a little bit older in style, so they've got, they don't have like the fancy stuff that you get in an Imperial place with like a nice key card entry and some like remote central location door release. It's like the iron bars and lock and key type system.
Is there a guard on duty?
There are guards on duty, multiple.
Okay, I'd like to just question one to see, is based on the trial that we had watched before, is the typical method of carrying out sentencing death, or is Darga typically more open to other forms of punishment?
Community service.
So, first question, can you speak Gamorrean?
No.
I think that's going to be a dead end for this conversation for you.
Shit.
Usually they
Try.
can speak Chinese.
They squeal back to you, and they don't seem to be able to communicate with you on that regard. So you try to speak to them, and they just squeal back and then go about with their business, leaving you to worry.
I don't think they understand you, Dina.
Well, you can't blame a girl for trying.
They're retarded, so it's kind of hard to get through to them.
Oh, that's fair. You never know, though. Sometimes maybe they'll surprise you. Just not today.
Just not today. Let me see. Okay. We're going to move over then. So you guys kind of converse during the night. You take, a look at your surroundings. As I mentioned, it's a key and lock type system. So if you're able somehow to pick the lock, you could possibly get out, bend the bars, cut through them, that sort of stuff. That seems to be the only real security vulnerability here. And then you've got multiple guards. You suspect at least 3 of them in patrol during this dungeon area at any given time. Potentially
Can I not
more.
use proper leverage?
I'm sorry.
Can I not use the proper leverage to break the bars?
You can try. You can try.
Do you have a random bench inside of your cell?
Oh, true. I didn't make one, Chrysanth. Oh well, that's fine. All right, so you guys stay the night down there. You've taken, stock of your surroundings. The next morning, court's going to be called for Darga, of course, and there's going to be a narrative event that's going to take place here, in which, so I guess I should roleplay the fact that Moravgi does go find Anya during the night to worriedly tell her what happened. I think he has his droid with him. I don't remember if he was carrying that or somebody else was carrying it for him.
No, he doesn't. He
doesn't.
didn't bring it.
Well,
No.
shit. And you can't speak Sherry, what can you?
Nope.
Cool. Great. So he's going
What a clusterfuck this is already.
just kind of like yelling at you excitedly. You have no idea what the fuck he's saying.
If R3 is there, he can try and say something, but you probably don't understand R3 either.
No, I
Because
don't.
everyone talk to each other.
So you got beeps and roars coming at you, and you don't know what they're saying. So what would you do?
No idea. I have no idea what they're saying, so I don't know what I could do. So, I guess I'll just say, is this about Dina and Skak? Where are they?
He's gonna like shake his head in
Yes.
affirmative.
Okay. Are they in their rooms? Oh no.
Did they fall down a well?
It looks like they're tied up. Did they get in trouble? Okay, no point in asking you what happened because I don't understand. Okay, what happened? I guess act it out.
He like takes his paw and like throws it like that, but he has nothing to throw, and then he like faces the other side and goes like that, and then goes like that.
Oh God. Well, I guess we'll have to wait till tomorrow morning. There's nothing we can do now.
He seems frustrated. He looked at you meaningfully, and then he's gonna look around your room for like some fabric of some kind. He's gonna like put it on his head like it's like a fancy hat or something, and then he's going to cross his arms and just stare at you like he's peering into your soul.
Why doesn't he just... Maybe
I
he's
don't
not smart
understand.
enough for this, but why doesn't he just write it out on a data pad?
Does he?
I don't think he has a data pad.
Let me look at his inventory. Let me see what he's got.
I'm not the only one with a data pad, though. Other people have one. Because a data pad comes with the adventuring,
He didn't get
I don't
that.
have one.
whatever it's called in this.
He didn't buy that.
I don't have one.
Yeah. I might just have one from work.
He got a med pack, droid parts, a comm link, rations, a frag grenade, and a bowcaster, and that's it.
Yeah.
You got to remember also he was a slave coming out of this, so he has like very little in the way of belongings. He seems frustrated, but you've at least gotten the idea. It sounds like that they did something stupid or bad, and they are in custody. That's what you're gathering.
Yeah.
Is it safe to say that we have none of our equipment?
Oh yeah, they definitely take that shit from you. Weapons for sure, armor, anything that would be like a communication device, they would be taking from you. Rations and things like that, they probably don't bother with. But yeah.
Yeah, I got to stay in my calorie surplus here.
What happened to the translation droid? Well, they don't own him. That's the Hutz droid.
I think he's talking about the droid in the helmet.
Yeah, about Caleb. I don't know. He took it off last time I was talking to him. He said he didn't have it, so I don't think he has it with him. I don't think he brought it. I don't know.
I feel like I remember him saying he wrapped it up and gave it to somebody, but I don't remember who. I thought it was Dina, but
I have no idea.
I could be wrong. So they probably confiscated that from Dina as well.
Did he give it to me?
I have no idea. We'll have to ask him when he
I
comes
remember.
back.
But in any case, we'll just assume for right now, for whatever reason, maybe he just ran immediately to her. So if it is in his room or something, he just hasn't gone back to get it or whatever. But enough for you to get the idea. So the next day comes around, and you're kind of stressed out a little bit. Maybe not. You're a Jedi. You meditate and stuff. And court comes in the session, and maybe there's some trepidation there for you that they're about to be executed, or there's about to be a sentencing that's going to be happening. And you get that same, Moravgi's got the same worried look in his face. I wish I knew if I had his droid or not.
I mean, you can try sending him a message, but I don't know if he'll answer.
Anybody in chat remember? Let's see if anybody in chat remembers. For now, I'm just going to keep having him do Sherry Wook until somebody's able to say otherwise, because I don't recall. But as you are kind of speculating, or maybe you're trying to assuage his fears, Darga appears with his droid, and they call court into session. And when he does, there's a kind of a parting of the crowd to like a walkway between like the front of the palace and here, and the doors swoosh open. And in walks a group of individuals that you don't really recognize. Some sort of just group of people of a variety. There's some tough-looking humans. There's a Erodian with a large blaster rifle, a black-furred Wookiee, and a scarred Zabrak that are leading two Twi'leks by collars. And the audience chamber falls silent. And Darga, actually, I'll have you both make perception checks.
Me and who?
Moravgi.
Moravgi. Okay, I'm gonna use a force point for this. Uh, 21.
Okay. I won't bother rolling for Moravgi because that's going to be good enough. You can tell, looking at Darga, he's actually not pleased to see these people. He looks quite irritated.
Okay.
And then these people, they kind of go to the center. They spread out a little bit, taking up a lot of space in the middle of the chamber, forcing some people to even kind of step back in the crowd. And then they kind of give like a hard glare to everybody in the room and then stop to rest on the hut. And then Darga, kind of in a rage, slams his fist down and sputters out in Huttese, "What are you doing here?" The droid translates it as well. And then the Zabrak steps forward and spits on the floor. And then he speaks in heavily accented Basic, saying, "The slaves you have been selling us are worthless, Darga. They have been dying before we can even take them to market. They are used up second rate. I want my credits back for the last 4 shipments." Darga lets out a low, rumbling laugh that sounds sinister to your ears, even for this gluttonous Hutt that you've gotten to know him so far. It seems even more sinister than usual.
Let's hear it. Let's hear the Hutt laugh.
And then he rolls his eyes towards you guys, specifically Anya and Moravgi. And he, as kind of like a side remark, says, "See what ungrateful business partners I have." And then he turns back towards these apparent slavers and says, in an angry response, translated by his protocol droid, that the illustrious Darga says you have had the same business agreement for years now, and he is not responsible if you do not know how to take care of your own product. If you do not apologize and leave, he will have no choice but to dispose of you. And then there seems to be sort of an explosion of arguments between them about slaves and payment, and the slaves are starting to grip their weapons hostilely.
I mean, it's a good deal. They should take it.
True. I think, okay. Do you, Anya, I guess, or Moravgi, do anything in this moment?
I don't know enough information to intercede other than the fact that they're there. I mean, I guess maybe I will say what's his name? Excuse me, your reverence. May I? But I don't even know what to even offer. That's the problem. I don't know anything about this. I don't know what to even offer about it. So I can't volunteer my services to help in order for leniency with my group, because I don't even know anything about the situation.
Are Skak and I in the green room at this point?
No, you are still down in the dungeons at the moment.
Okay.
Okay. So maybe I will say, excuse me, your reference. Perhaps I am not too familiar with the situation, but perhaps I can help out in exchange for some leniency from your highness.
Darga's eyes narrow to slits as you step forward. Give me a perception check as well, as he says something in Hades, and the droid is going to say, the noble Darga the Hutt would inquire what services you are offering. Are you stepping in to negotiate, or are you hoping to offset credits for these slavers somehow? What are you trying to do here?
Perhaps negotiate.
Oh, I need to swoosh. 1 second.
I got a 30. I would. Oh, hold on a second. Let me explain. Okay. Okay. Oh, hold on. Okay. All right. I would say I would offer my services to help negotiate the deal, or perhaps find something in the alternative in order to keep a successful relationship with these traders.
All right. So with that notice check, as Darga is saying these things to you and the droid is speaking, you got a 30. So you get the idea that Darga is, even though he's putting on a displeased face, that he's actually intrigued by the fact that you're stepping up and curious and even evaluating what you're about to do. And he leans back and kind of thrusts out a pudgy hand towards the slavers and says in Huttese, by all means, talk to this filth. Tell them that they are in the wrong.
Okay. I will then address the slave traders, and I will ask, what exactly was defective about the slaves?
They are dying before they even get to the workforce. They are malnourished. They are poor quality.
Perhaps we can evaluate them. It's possible they have some type of sickness that can be cured if that is the case.
This does not bring back the slaves I have already purchased. And the money, the hard credits we have spent.
How many slaves did you lose?
8.
8 slaves? Okay. And when you received the slaves, I guess, when you received the slaves, were these slaves at the point of receipt, upon delivery, were the slaves dead?
Well, no.
Okay. So it sounds like, usually most contracts and most agreements are upon delivery, and there is no responsibility for what happens after delivery. However, I think that His Excellence would gladly talk to you about exactly what happened to the slaves after delivery. So tell me, when you got the slaves after delivery, where did you place the slaves? Oh no.
You're
I can't
muted.
hear you. It would not be a Saturday without issues.
Wait. We still have to wait for him to fling his arms up in the air. How's he
Mhm.
gonna do it?
You gotta give it the old Kermit try. Wah!
There you go.
That's close.
Yeah, John Gordon, and that's definitely what I'm getting to, because usually upon delivery they should have checked to see what happened, and it might have been some other
man?
it might have been some other issue as to why they died. It might be something else.
I don't get it. I don't fucking get it.
That's funny.
But most agreements for in case you are curious are, the contract is only valid until upon delivery. After delivery, there is no issue unless there is some type of design fault with the item. So,
Well, his argument is that they're malnourished when he gets them and they die before delivery.
well, that's part of what I'm trying to figure it out, because it's possible that's not the case, and maybe that is what is custom and standard in the trade of slavery. So then the question at that point is, what steps do they take to keep the slaves up? So if they had them in and they put them in really bad conditions where they were sick, then at that point the fault lies on them, not on the hut.
Well, I mean, if that's the case, though, my question is, when do the slavers actually take possession of the slaves?
Yeah, upon delivery.
Yeah. So are they being delivered to the work site and they're dying before they get there, or are the slavers picking them up?
He said that the slaves were alive when they were delivered. So something happened after they gained possession of the slaves, and the question is what? Right. So I'm thinking they got sick, and it might have been something
Testing.
that happened.
Have they done an autopsy on the deceased slaves and
I don't
determined
think
cause
they-
of death?
Testing.
Yeah, and there we go. Now I can hear you.
Swear to God, man.
Now you're
I mean-
echoing.
Yeah, you're echoing.
Echoing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Are you in VDO? Do you have two
How about
microphones selected?
Am I good now?
Yes,
Yeah.
you're good now.
Okay. Man, dude. Is there like some sort of like timer thing that happened? This only happens to me on Saturdays. I don't get it.
No idea.
What kind of work do they have these slavers doing? Do they break rocks until they back give out?
They're Twi'leks. What do you think?
Well, what did they say when I asked the question?
I don't even know what the question was now. What was the question?
My question was, were they alive upon delivery when you received them?
Well, yes. And normally, if that were the case on one contract, it would not be a problem. But this is a consistent pattern.
Okay, and tell me exactly, upon receipt of the delivered goods, where did you place the slaves?
We put them in the same ship as our guards and our buyers, and then they get taken to... And he goes on like this lengthy explanation, but while this is going on, I'd like you to make a perception check.
Okay.
Hey, Dina, how'd you sleep?
Terribly. Thanks for
All
asking.
right.
That's
I'm
not pretty
going to use a far-seeing token for this.
This floor is not bad. I wonder what it's made of.
Probably concrete. If we weren't in separate cells, I'd ask for you to crack my back
28.
for me, but
Oh, god damn, your rolls are always so fucking good. All right, so while they're talking, you get maybe like a little tingling sensation through the force, and you feel like an uneasiness, and your eyes are drawn to just over the slaver's shoulder, and you see one of the Twi'lek slave girls sort of looking around, and as one of the serving droids is going by that has Darga's chalice on it, she kind of leans over and tips some sort of powdery substance into the drink, and then slyly kind of tucks her hands back down, just kind of like, oh shit.
Like that?
Kind of like, oh shit.
Yeah, kind of like, oh shit. Kind of like
Drops
that
whatever
or
it is,
whatever,
right?
and just acts like it was like a natural part of her movement. But you clearly see this happen.
And this is and this is a drink going to who?
This is a drink that's about to be served to Darga.
Let it
And
happen.
is Darga the Hutt?
Yes, this drink is going to go
Okay.
to Darga the Hutt.
Is there another
Oh.
Dargan?
Well, I don't know. You assume I take notes. Okay. I say interesting that you're here complaining about slaves, yet it seems that one of your slaves is trying to poison His Excellence. I'll go to the slave girl and grab her hand where I saw the thing to kind of point the vial that's in her hand. And I will say, Your Majesty, they're trying to poison you. I saw this slave girl tip the poison into your cup, and I'll point to the cup.
His eyes widen and just like starts slamming his fists and yelling like loudly. And the slavers all suddenly look very nervous. They've got their like heavy weapons and stuff, but they can realize that shit just went bad. And the Rhodian says, "We had nothing to do with this, Your Excellency. This slave is acting out of turn. We will see her punished, executed even. We withdraw our request. We withdraw our request." And they start like retreating backwards to like get out of the palace. As Darga's,
I'll look at Darga and I'll say, Your Highness, very clearly, this was a ploy against your life. I ask that you take this into consideration with the upcoming trial, and I'll bow and then get out of the way.
All right, and then one last thing you'll notice is the Darkford Wookiee gives you like like you specifically, just gives you like this evil glare, like a murderous glare, before he turns and follows his party out.
I don't care.
And Darga's like, his guards are like moving forward and like pushing these guys out, not wanting open like combat in his throne room. He doesn't try to force this dungeon threat that he is saying right now, kind of vomiting out verbally. But he's very pissed. But he seems very grateful that you did prevent this poisoning. And he gives you, Anya, a meaningful look and a nod, like he is pleased. Just checking something here. Perfect. And then he calls the end to that session of court, not bringing your friends up. And you see him lean over to one of his other attendants, who is not the major domo, by the way. Seems to be asking him questions, and they're in deep conversation. I think that is it for that. So we're going to move over as court's kind of winding down up there, down to the dungeons, where the major domo actually is. So Skak and Dina, you guys have been sitting in the cells all night. The hours are dragging on. There's no clocks down here or anything, so it feels like fucking forever. But eventually you hear a door kind of like unlock and open, a big heavy door, and you hear footsteps of about 3 people coming down the hallway. And then you see step in front of, we'll start with Dina's cell, the major domo. And he's got 2 guards behind him as well. He turns and looks at them and kind of nods at them, and they step off to the side a little bit down the hall. And then his 2 kind of glowing red eyes look at you, Dina, and says, "It seems like you have gotten yourself into some major voodoo." There's a slight grin on his face.
And you seem all the happier for it, it seems.
I take no pleasure. Though I do
Surely
take
you
great
don't.
offense to your friend trying to make an attempt on my life.
Well, we take offense to you altering the battlefield during the fight.
I have no understanding of what you mean.
I'm sure you don't.
Tell me why you have chosen to share the fate of your friend here. You are given the opportunity to avoid his demise.
Because we're partners. And if you don't understand why he is so important to our group, then, well, I can't really speak to that, but there's reasons why we would prefer to have him with us.
He's going to sort of lean forward to the bars a little bit, locking his hands together. And he smiles a little bit more and just stares at you directly in the eyes and goes, "Surely you must know. Your friend is going to die. Daga will not take kindly to the fact that there was an attempt made on his major domo's life."
Not if I have anything to say about it.
I don't think much of what you say will make a difference. However, he will look over at Skak's cell, and then he'll look back at you in a little bit quieter, a little bit more conspiratorially. What I say can make a great difference.
What is it that you do around here that makes you so damn important?
I am Daga's major domo, his right hand, his most trusted lieutenant. Nobody has more sway or power in this palace than I do, besides Darga himself. Now, perhaps...
May I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Why do you have such interest in our party? Because Skak here, while barbaric as his actions may have been,
Did you say
he
my
doesn't-
name?
No, Skak. He doesn't attack unless provoked.
I cannot speak to your friend. And by the way, he's definitely this Nemoidian has like a big square like cloth patch over where his wound was. It's way bigger than it needs to be. It's definitely there for show. So he's really playing up the whole knife injury thing. What I do know is that there is something very off about two of your companions. If you are willing to go on the record and tell me the truth about them, I would perhaps amend my story about your involvement.
And just how would you know the truth about them? If there was any truth to be known.
I have many whispers in the palace. I see a great many things, even when my own eyes are not watching. Surely you must understand this.
Even though I kind of know that he's, bullshitting, can I make what is it? I guess perception check.
Yep, against his deception. That'll work.
Okay, so I'm going to use a force point on this. Nice. Okay.
And you'll definitely have a +5 on this just out the gate.
Okay, so that's plus 11 total. That's a good bonus. I like that bonus. We like that bonus, don't we, chat?
You could roll a 1 and still get a good number. Hey, look at that.
Hey, 36, baby.
Damn! I even rolled a 30, man.
I am going to
Do not quit screenshotting things.
This is amazing. I'm gonna put it in this.
I hate you. She hears the number 36. She probably wasn't even paying attention to this whole discussion. She was probably like doodling. Here's the number 36 and just perks up and like screenshots immediately.
It's like, oh, wait.
I swear
I've
to
been
God,
summoned.
that woman, man. So what you do pick up here is he is a very practiced, for lack of better words, politician. He masks his face very well. His words are carefully chosen. If you didn't know any better, you would probably believe him. But you do know better. And you don't think, well, there might be some partial truth to that. Maybe he's getting some other intel. You know that he, in his own direct way, is confirming these things himself.
Okay, so with that, could I also make? I'd like to argue for a bureaucracy check to see if he's a major domo for sure, and Moss doesn't actually know what a major domo is. But I'd like to make a bureaucracy check if I can to see, does he actually have as much power in Darga's court as he's letting on?
Sure. So you can make that bureaucracy check, and so like a major domo is kind of like he mentioned, it's like a lieutenant, somebody who like speaks on behalf of somebody, makes arrangements for them. They're servantile in the way they behave, but they do have a exceptional amount of authority because the person, the crime lord usually that they're working under, gives them an immense amount of power to act on their behalf and speak with their voice.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so that makes sense to you. That checks out with your knowledge of bureaucracy and how organizations work, crime families in particular. A major domo would make sense. And just by the way this guy acts, all the accesses he seems to have, and the way that Darga treats him, yeah, you would definitely suspect that this is indeed his major domo.
Okay. Well, clearly, a man of your station has quite a bit of say around here, as you suggest. Well, the fact remains that I stand committed to defending my compatriot here, as it is in my interest, not only his, but my interest as well, that he remains alive. And so I will argue on his behalf.
Most disappointing. A shame. Darga is not known for his mercy.
Well, we've already shown that a little bit of creativity can sway him, haven't we?
See, he says, forming a tight smile, and then I'm going to do something real quick. See if I got this actually. Turn that part of the sheet off. Why did it do that? Edit. Settings. Oh, because I see what they did. All right, there we go. That's what I was looking for. Okay, I think I can do that with this. So he is going to stare at you for a moment, and he is going to try. I don't think I can do this without the power against you. I don't have the full power. I only can do this version. Okay. Never mind. He won't do this. So he's going to stare at you for a moment. He's just going to grin and then nod, and then without saying anything else to you, just step away. And then he's going to head over to Skek's cell. And he's going to take on a more stern look with you, Skek, less inviting, and he's going to be like, was it worth it? Trying to make an attempt on my life the way you did.
Is that what you think I was trying to do?
What else?
Or are you just playing stupid?
I can assure you, I am neither in fact or in fiction stupid.
I mean, if a little knife like that could kill you, I mean, what kind of man are you?
Perhaps you are just a substandard assassin.
Maybe. I was half drunk, though, so...
You must know that your life is most likely forfeit. Darga is not a forgiving individual.
I mean, I'm sitting at a 30-plus KD, and my salvation is assured, so...
I see. You speak of the scorekeeper, yes. That streak of yours may soon be to end, unless... perhaps there is some information you might be willing to trade.
Okay.
Your friend.
He does his fingers like come closer.
He does come a little closer, but not too close.
Your mother? Not very good in bed. We did not have fun last night.
He straightens back up. A look of definitely not amusement. He looks very annoyed by your attempt to make this humor with him.
Dina audibly giggles.
He says, "Your choice, your life. If you change your mind in the next few hours, I have particular interest in your human friend and the Wookiee, and what special qualities they might have. If you decide you would like to tell me more about these, let one of the guards know. And perhaps... make me a
no, not on his face, on the floor in front of him.
Oh, okay. I was going to let you do a dex roll to get him in the face if you wanted.
That would be funny though.
He stops
Keep poking the bear.
mid-sentence and just looks down at the loogie on the floor and looks back up at you and shrugs his shoulders slightly and says, "Your decision. I look forward to seeing you in court." And then he will turn and walk away from the cells.
Coward. I say just loud enough for him to hear.
And if he hears you, he gives no indication of it. He just continues in stride. Going past Dina's cell, and then you hear the heavy door lock or open and then close and lock. And that is all that'll occur for this little segment. So we're going to move back over. Did anybody happen to catch whether or not we have the droid or not out there in chat land? I don't think I saw anybody mention it, but it doesn't look like it. All right, so we're going to assume that he still doesn't have the droid. So back over to Anya and Moravgi. The slavers have left, and the situation seems to have resolved. And Darga seems quite happy and pleased, and he keeps kind of giving what seems to be approving looks and nods over to Anya and Moravgi from time to time in between his conversations with various people. What are you guys doing, and what is your current plan for the moment?
I just have to wait. I mean, there's nothing that I can do. I have to wait until they bring them up and then they figure it out. I mean, I already made my plea and he seemed to agree that he was going to take that into consideration, considering I saved his life.
Yeah, outside of that situation, even. So obviously, yeah, you're going to have to wait a little bit unless you're going to try to do some daring rescue or something to deal with that situation. But, you are here for other purposes. Is there anything else in terms of pursuing the Starlight Project stuff that you're wanting to do right now? Or are you too worried about doing that without the others that you want to wait?
Well, I don't think Dina ever told me that she talked to the Hut about the project. So,
You were sitting right there, though.
Oh, I was? Okay.
Yeah, we were all sitting at the table.
Okay. And he seemed to be really upset when it was brought up. He knows we want information about it. I don't want to push my luck because I don't want to offend him and then have him lash out. So no, I'm not going to do anything about it. I might do something about it later, but I don't want to offend him even more.
Okay. In that case, we are going to kind of fast forward through the remainder of the day. The day goes by, and your friends are never brought up for judgment. Court's not called back into session. The Major Domo, you do see him return.
You don't even get like sabacc cards or anything? We just gotta sit here?
Yeah, pretty lousy life in the dungeons of a hut. And you do see the Major Domo conferring back and forth with Darga a little bit. Darga seems to be asking him questions, and he seems to be answering these questions. But the Major Domo doesn't come over to you or address you in any way, shape, or form, and your friends are never brought forth. Down in the cells, the Major Domo doesn't come back to see you guys. Do you guys at any point decide that you want to betray the confidence of Anya and Moravgi?
No, I can't. I made a blood pact,
I
which,
will.
by the way, the Wookiees co-opted. I have to remind everyone. Okay, that's a Trandoshan thing.
If it does not seem like they're gonna be brought upstairs, I will seek an audience with His Excellency to ask about their status.
All right, so you approach towards the throne, and several guards kind of take notice of that, and they step forward a little bit, and the Major Domo looks up, and he sort of puts a hand up to pause his conversation with Darga, and then he ascends down from the dais, down the side steps, and approaches you between the guards, and kind of steeples his fingers together and says, "How may I help you?"
Oh, I was gonna ask His Excellency if he knows what's gonna happen to the trial of our friends. Oh, Eric K with 5 gifted Moonskull memberships. That's
Damn.
amazing. Thank you.
Eric K.
Nice.
That is badass. Thank you. That's 5 new ghost hunters added to the party, and I think that is you can give a I don't know. Yeah, so you can give that's 5. That's a 50. So you can give a far-seeing token. Oh wait, no, 5 times 5 is 25. You can give a force token to a player of your choice, Eric K. Do you have anybody in mind? What was I going to say? Oh, you also notice, Anya, as you're talking to him, there is a little bit of change in the way that the Major Domo looks. He's got, underneath his nice royal clothing, some of the clothing's been pulled back a little bit, kind of pinned, and there is like a bandage, a really large, obvious bandage over where his shoulder is, as if he's been injured somehow. And he is going to say, "Your friends unfortunately committed a crime against His Excellency in the night. They are in the dungeons, awaiting his contemplation of what they have done."
Okay. Do you know when their trial might happen? I was expecting to happen today, maybe perhaps tomorrow?
His Excellency was only just informed of their crime and what they have done, for he was so busy this morning with the slavers. He is contemplating on how he would like to resolve this situation. Most likely, yes, in the morning it will be addressed.
Okay. All right, that makes sense. Do you know if it would be possible for me to see my friends to make sure that they're being treated okay and that they're not being hurt?
You see a look cross his face, like he's pondering something for a moment, and then he smiles slightly and says, "I am afraid visitations to the dungeon are normally not allowed."
Oh, thank you. Thank you for the force token, Eric K. I appreciate it.
Oh, of course, Eric K. Wow. Listen, I have it on good authority that Moss is a very attractive black queen. Okay, so you might want to consider what you're saying here.
Oh, thank you, Eric K. I appreciate the compliment. You are amazing. Hearts to you. You got a heart. Thank you.
Wow. Hey, chat. If I start giving you hearts, if I do this and like put it towards the camera and say hearts for you, will you start giving me more benefits? I'm just curious. Let me know.
I'm pretty sure the answer is no.
I don't know what he's talking about. I'm pretty, so.
Yeah. He's going to say, normally the dungeons are off limits to outsiders and unauthorized personnel. However,
Okay, that makes sense.
you did save His Excellency's life this morning. I perhaps could make an arrangement.
It is really up to you and His Excellency. I don't want to intrude. I know that we're guests here.
He looks over at the Wookiee and then back at you and says, I would be willing to escort you down to the dungeons personally. The Wookiee would have to stay. He was a part of the problems last night.
I understand. Okay. All right. I'll be right back. And I'll go with the dude that got injured, and I will say, "Is your injury healing okay? Would you like me to heal it? I am quite adept at using a healing kit."
You should have no worry for my injury, though it was sustained at the hand of your friends. The medical staff here, under Darga's employ, is sufficient for my needs.
I am sure they're quite excellent. Eric K sent a super chat for $2. You give me hers and I'll take away memberships.
Damn! Shut up, Sevi! God, I hate you.
John Gordon says you need to be reincarnated as a busty Latina and then we'll talk.
Wow. Wow. I'll see what I can do, guys. Swear to God, man. But yeah, so he basically now reveals that the crime was that they stabbed him in some way.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah,
that-
which I did not know.
Yeah, so that you now have that information. And he lets you know he doesn't need your healing.
Yeah, that's what he said. Okay.
Shall we proceed? Or did you need
Of
to go
course.
speak to your friend?
No, I already told him to stay here.
Okay. Follow me. And he will
Okay.
lead you towards the dungeons. And several guards will come in tow. Before he takes you, he does kind of give a signal to Darga, letting him know that he's attending to some business. He winds you over to like a door at the back of the palace that is key guarded, and he swipes like a little badge over it, and the light turns green, and he opens a door and leads you into some back hallways deeper into the palace, winding through almost what feels like a maze, a labyrinth of hallways, before coming to a door that then descends down into some stairs, into a lower level, into some cold, poorly lit hallways.
Wow,
where
this
there
is
a-
very, very must see. There's not a lot of good ventilation down here.
It is not meant to be pleasant for those who cross Darga.
That makes sense. By the way, did you are you familiar with the project? Whatever the project name is.
Sarlacc? The Sarlacc project?
Yeah, Starlight Project.
You ask him that, and he immediately responds, "No, I am not familiar with this project of which you speak.
That is unfortunate.
Is it something that would be of interest to His Excellency?"
I think, from my understanding, last night he did mention that he knew about it just a little tiny bit, and I wanted to be able to be involved in any way that I could help His Excellency.
I will be sure to bring your concerns and your offer to His Excellency's ear. If he seeks your contribution, I will be sure to
Yeah.
reach out.
You're so kind.
Then he turns to the droid. That's kind of at the administration desk for the dungeon. And he says something to him in Bocce. And the droid responds and clicks some things into the computer.
I
mechanically.
actually do know Bocce, so what did he say?
Oh, so he says that he is bringing a guest down into the dungeons to see prisoners Skak and I guess he
Dina?
doesn't actually. I don't know if he knows Dina's name.
Oh, well, he wouldn't know
would, because he
Skak's
would
name.
he would introduce from dinner to dinner. Oh no, because so whatever
They
your
have-
code names are.
yeah,
your code names
The
are.
code names, yeah.
So he'll say the code names and then he will say a word that in context makes no sense. So he's gonna say a creature. He's gonna say what's a fun creature? Minox spittle at the end of that sentence. And the droid is going to mechanically, type into his computer, and then he will nod, and the guard at the door will pull a key off a keyring and unlock a big, heavy door, opening it. And the major domo will gesture for you to go inside. And he will say, "I understand that these are your friends, and perhaps you will want to offer them some sort of counsel. Maybe even final words. You should know, most likely your friends are going to die. I will give you privacy as you communicate with them, but please, don't try anything stupid. I would not like to see you meet the same fate as them."
Thank you. I appreciate it. I won't be long. Okay.
And then he will nod, and the door will shut behind you with a click of a key.
It took you a whole day and a half to get down here?
He gave you their jail cell number so you can go talk to them.
We got down here like that.
Alright, I'll go to their jails and I'll stop by Thermite first and I'll say, "Thermite, are you
Before you say anything, I think he's on to us, okay? I think he knows.
We're being
He knows
recorded.
that we work for Jabba the Hutt, okay? He
Okay.
knows that we're here to see his resilience.
Yeah. I think the trial might be tomorrow. Hopefully the trial will go well. I just wanted to make sure that you're being fed and you have enough water.
Yeah, I mean, he offered me a way out. I mean, do you want me to tell him that you work for Jabba?
No, that's okay. Okay.
I think he's kind of onto the secret, though.
I understand. Thank
He's
you.
winking every time.
Okay. I hope that tomorrow's resolution goes better. I will check on 2x4 and see how she's doing, and I hope to see you tomorrow.
Hey, listen. If I don't make it out of this, don't worry about it, all right? My eternal salvation is assured.
I know. You are a good person.
Are we within earshot of each other's cells?
Yes. Long as you're
Oh,
not whispering.
okay.
Then I'm not whispering. Then you heard me also say that we're being recorded.
Okay. I'll just say, Skak, I didn't take you for the religious sort.
Don't say scat. You actually say
Oh,
scat.
sorry.
Well,
Thermite.
okay, but
Thermite.
we
I
said at
didn't
the
take you
beginning,
for-
we're not going to remember that, but our characters are going to remember that.
Yeah.
We're continually going by our code names, so
Okay.
yeah, I wouldn't worry about that.
Okay. All right. I'll walk to Dina. So 2x4. How are you? Do you have water? Have you been given water and food?
Have I been given water and food?
No.
No, I'm actually a little parched, and I'm well under my calorie surplus. So if I could, I don't have the energy to do my squats today, unfortunately.
That's too bad because I was starting to see
No.
some difference.
Wait,
Perception check.
really?
Yes, I was. Okay, deception. I'm gonna use a force point just in case this is her last day on Earth. Got a 3 for a force. It didn't show up. Oh, you rolled perception. That's why. Okay,
Yeah.
21.
Ah, damn you.
You believe me?
Amazing.
All right. Well, I suppose maybe I could crank out another set or two. I don't know.
Well,
I'm just so
don't-
tired.
Yeah,
Exhausted.
don't overexert yourself. I will ask to see if it's possible for them to give you at least some water, or food. I believe the court trial will be tomorrow, so I will see you tomorrow, hopefully.
Yes. What's going on upstairs?
Not much. They had a hearing to talk about slave trades, and it looks like somebody tried to kill His Excellency. It was really unfortunate. Thankfully, we were able to stop it.
Oh, did they die? Were they put
I
to the
don't-
sword, as it were, or the saber?
I don't know. I did not hear what happened to them after that. So
That'd be interesting. I'd be interested to find out.
I'm sure we will find out tomorrow. I was more waiting for you guys to come up, and then you never did. So hopefully we'll see you tomorrow, and hopefully His Excellency will give you and Thermite some respite, considering that we saved his life.
Yeah. Well, the sooner we could get out the better. I don't know if you need to do any sort of persuasion tactics on your end to expedite the trial, but I need protein.
You guys hear a crunching from the other cell.
Oh, he's eating. Okay. All right. I will see you tomorrow. Try to have a good night. Good rest.
Yeah, I'll try some of that meditation you were talking about.
Okay. And then I'll leave.
Before you leave, right as you're about to part ways with Dina, you suddenly feel an overwhelming like wave of a disturbance in the force. But it's not like I say a disturbance, but it's more of like a connection or just a beacon from it of some sort that overwhelms you, and you kind of stop seeing the cages for a moment. And you just feel this like presence wash over you, and it feels very strong, but then slowly fades away. And you feel like where it fades away, like pinpoints somewhere in this building, and then just winks out.
Okay.
And you guys visibly see something happen to her, like she kind of like stumbles for a second.
I'm turned around eating something.
Okay, now
Anya,
Is
you
it
okay?
in? I am okay. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Was it in the cells, or was it in a different part of the building?
different part of the building, and you're not sure exactly where. You feel like wherever it faded was somewhere in this building.
Okay. All right. I know, like, we're probably being recorded, so I can't talk about it here. So I'll just tell Dina that I'll tell her tomorrow, and I'll step away and leave.
So you step away and you knock on the door, and the guards let you out. And when you walk out there, the major domo is staring off in like a totally different direction, like almost like through a wall, just like he's distracted. He doesn't even realize you've come out yet. And then when the door shuts, he turns around with a not quite a start. He's very practiced and poised, but for him, what would probably be a start? I trust that you were able to get your final words with your friends.
I did. They mentioned that they had not received any water or food. I'm wondering if it's possible for them to get at least some water or sustenance.
I can see to it that they are fed and watered.
Thank
Their
you.
last meals before the inevitable end.
That is very kind of you. I appreciate your kindness.
He gestures. Please, let's return to the palace.
Sure. All right, we'll head back.
Did we
you
actually
will-
get food and water? I don't like that evil smile he just gave us.
No.
Well, then I guess this wasn't premature. He ate one of his fingers.
You get neither food nor water delivered to you in the night.
I'm trying to maintain my my energy, so I ate the pinky on my left hand.
Looks like we're gonna have to drink our own pee.
What are you talking about?
Oh God, Thermite, I was joking.
Oh, yeah.
2x4 has got to be like the
We
least gangster name
constitutions.
ever, man. Fucking 2x4.
Because I beat people's faces with a 2x4. Holla at
Clearly.
your girl.
Mhm.
All right, let me see
Yeah.
what I have to roll for this now. 1d10.
If I do, once I'm back upstairs, if I do
I
sense
think
like
he will be back tomorrow.
use the force, can I try to kind of pinpoint where it was in the building?
Yeah, do you go do this off alone in your room, or are you doing
Yeah.
this like okay? So when you get up there, Moravgi immediately is like all over you, like growling at you and grunting, like trying to get information, but you can't understand anything he's saying. But he seems worried.
Okay. I'll just explain to him that I think the trial is tomorrow. We'll have to kind of see, and I'll tell him that I need to concentrate for a second. Ooh, eat.
Nice.
Man.
28.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So yeah, you meditate and you reach out with the Force, and of course you feel Moravgi, and of course you feel another unidentified Force user not too far off, probably in like the throne room area. And you feel one that is deeper in the palace, but it is incredibly dim, and it sort of like winks in and out of existence, making it really hard for you to pinpoint exactly where. But you know that it's somewhere in this building, and it's like low level. So it's going to be like either where the dungeons are or in another lower part of the palace.
Well, no, because I asked if the disturbance happened in the dungeons.
Yeah, so down there you didn't have any control over that. You just felt the wave fall over you, and then you just felt the power dissipate, and you knew it was somewhere within this building. But now that you're actually focused, you've pinpointed that it's down somewhere in the lower levels, not necessarily in the dungeon itself, but there could be maybe another lower level segment, or maybe it is in the dungeons. You're not exactly sure.
Huh. Well, I mean, if it's in the dungeons, I can't get back down there anyway. So there's no use if it's somewhere. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to wait around for it because I can't get to it for sure right now. Okay.
Okay. All right. Not much else you can do for the night, short of.
I beg to differ.
Okay, let's go to the people in jail. What would you like to do?
I would like to take the bone from my delicious finger. Well, first of all, 2x4. You want some of this? I know you guys have a weak constitution, so I don't know if it would sit well in your stomach. I got another pinky right here, though.
No,
And these are like meaty pinkies, like because he's only got 3 fingers on each hand. So
Oh my
if
god.
if I'm gonna get diarrhea, I'd rather be hydrated first. You eat your fill.
all right, suit yourself. And I'm gonna take the bone and I'm just gonna break it, like on the ground, and I'm gonna try and piece together like 2 pieces that I can use as a lockpick. Because the technology they're using here for everything is kind of archaic, right? It's not like
Yeah, for the cell specifically,
Okay.
yeah, it's
No.
pretty old school.
and I'll roll my sleeves down so they're not rolled up anymore and just tuck it right in there.
Okay, so that'd be kind of like a jury rig sort of thing. So make a mechanics roll. This is not a hard one. Short of a.
I don't know. I mean, everyone's been taking all the good rolls, so it's possible. May not do well here. Let me take that off. Force token. Okay, pretty good actually.
Yeah, no, yeah, you easily make a good makeshift lockpick. It is made from like bone, so you imagine that it's like something that's going to have limited use over time, but it will definitely, suffice for a couple locks or so. You think? And you're gonna hide that up your sleeve, is what you're doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
And my pinky manages to regroup overnight.
Oh, you ate your
Miraculously, I
own
rolled
finger?
a 1. Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm a Trandoshan, man. We eat each other all the time.
Jesus Christ, man.
What
I
finger
thought-
did you think I was using?
I don't know. I was racking my brain. I was like, did he keep a hand from somebody? I was like,
No,
in my
no.
brain
He,
trying to remember
he
whose
just like
hand
chewed
it
on his finger for the meat, right? And then,
Oh my
ripped it
God.
off for the.
So when another Trandoshan comes up to you and is like, "Hey, bro, eat a dick," like
I mean, if you saute it, you put the right seasoning on it.
no.
Wow.
Don't knock it till you try it.
I will neither knock it nor try it. But all right. Oh, well, she just went off camera. We're going to the next day. I guess we'll take a moment because we're getting ready to go to the court.
I can heal up on these rests, right?
Yeah, you definitely can.
Okay. Because I did it last
it's-
night, so just making sure I can do it again.
It's
Oh,
your
sweet.
character level plus your con, I think you get every night. I
Oh,
always
plus
get this mixed up.
con. I thought it was just character level.
I
I think it's just character level.
It might just be character level. I'm running
Plus
like
con-
3 systems, so I try to remember.
Plus con mod, right?
Yeah, not your full con, obviously. But it might
Okay.
be your mod, but you can
Let's
double
check.
check with a
I'll
little
check.
Google search. But while we're waiting on her, why don't we? So Dina, where are your thoughts on what's going on? Do you think you're screwed? Like, what is your character's mental process right now?
I mean, we've already seen Darga be swayed to spare a life. And kind of what she's thinking, she knows that he is a connoisseur of entertainment and likes the fighting pit. So she's kind of hoping that maybe I don't know, perhaps we can do some sort of like a trial by combat or something like that. At least give us a chance. If she can't talk us out of punishment entirely, perhaps a trial by combat or something like that is in the cards.
Okay. I'm curious what your argument's going to be. How about Skak? Where is your mind on this?
On what? Sorry, I was looking for natural healing.
Oh, so on your current situation, your odds of coming out of this alive, or if your friend's gonna be able to talk you out of it, like what do you think is basically in store for you and your odds of pulling off what for most would probably be the impossible?
His odds probably not good, but as long as he can try and take out one of the guards while he goes down, he'll see that as a win, as an absolute win. You know, he went out fighting.
Get some scores for the scorekeeper on your way out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's like, as far as he's concerned, I mean, he's sitting at like close to 30, probably at 30 now, because there were people he killed before.
I'm
this
back.
campaign, so he's
Welcome
probably
back.
good in terms of the scorekeeper as far as his mind goes.
Okay. Perfect.
But yeah, he's not gonna. He made a blood pact with Anya, so he's not gonna give any information up.
Well, isn't that loyal of you?
He shows his hand to Dina in the morning. Hey, look, it's never grown back that fast.
Oh God.
Oh, Jesus
That's
Christ.
sort of disturbing, but okay. Well, at least we know that one of us won't go hungry.
In the morning, a droid rolls down the hallway, and a little compartment opens, and a little container with liquid in it goes up to the bars for you to take, Dina.
I'll grab it, pop it open, and just give it a little sniff. Do I need to make like a perception check or something?
Sure, make a perception check. And the same thing's going to be offered to Skak.
It's a what?
It's a droid, and it's coming down, and it's like going cell to cell, and it like puts out a little claw with some with a beverage, essentially.
27 on my perception.
I don't need that. I just had my fill of blood last night.
Okay, you definitely don't have to eat it.
Wait, do you bleed that much?
I mean, I bled enough to get a good drink.
Oh God. I hope. I like at that point, I don't know if Dina will even drink whatever that thing is. I mean, what if it's like a
Yeah.
crew serum? I mean, I wouldn't drink it right before your trial.
Well, I rolled a 27 to see if I could detect any
Yeah, so
presence
you
of anything
look
not-
at it, and there's not much lighting down here, but as the droid kind of rolls by, it's got like its own little like light that's twirling on its head, and the light passes over the water, and there does seem to be like a maybe like a powder or something floating in the water, or maybe it's dust debris or something. It doesn't look appealing, I'll tell you that. It might be even worrisome.
What does it smell like? Because I'm just kind of
Water
watching.
smells it just kind of smells like water with a strong iron, a hint of iron to it.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
little droid. You expect us to drink that? I mean, I'm not going to drink it.
You know what?
What does he say?
He says, "Drink, drink, 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 drink," and that's all he says.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and drink it.
All right, you down the drink, and it tastes like water, with like a little bit of grit to it, a little bit. Not the greatest. Are you drinking it as well, Skak?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, you throw it over your shoulder. Got it.
But I'd make it look like I'm drinking it.
I'm in survival mode. We've been here for 2 days and I haven't had any water.
Dina, I'm gonna need you to make me a roll. Make me a Constitution roll.
Okay. Oh, do I not get to add force points to those?
You can, yeah, if you.
Oh,
rolled
so it didn't give me the option to add
so
it as a
15
modifier. So
total.
15. Yeah.
Okay. After about like 20 minutes or so after you drink that water, you feel a little strange. You can't put your finger on it, but just something's a little off. Like you're lighter, a little bit freer, even.
Oh shit, 2 serum potion.
Interesting. Okay.
You didn't drink that, did you?
Yes, I haven't had anything to drink in 2 days.
I
What else am
offered
I
you
gonna
some
do?
blood.
Well, first of all, there could be diseases in it. No offense, but
I'm
no.
not diseased. I'm clean. Oh,
Yes,
wait
but
a minute. Hold on. Last night's experience might have. I should probably get that checked if we get out of here.
Wait, what are you
Never
talking
mind.
about?
Nothing. Or was it 2 nights ago? 2 nights ago, yeah.
Did you
Ignore
hook up
me.
with that other Trandoshan?
What? What are you talking about? Nothing. Did you say something?
No.
Are the guards coming to take us away now or what?
I don't know. I kind of like him interrogating you, but eventually.
What did she
yes.
make you do?
Oh, go ahead.
Was
No,
there
the
consent?
guards do,
Like, don't worry about it. It was a
eventually
wonderful
come down
night.
there to get you, and they get you guys all set up, and they start taking you upstairs.
On the way,
Okay.
if I can take that out of my sleeve and start working on it.
Sure. Yeah, they put some binders on you, and they're older binders, and you kind of slink that out of your sleeve. Give me a stealth check as you try to kind of sneak that out.
Stealth. If only I had better stats, but chat fucked me on that.
Oh God.
7.
Oh, that's not great. I will try rolling to see if they are that observant.
They got little eyes and fat faces. I'm sure they can't see much.
Damn, did you get lucky?
Oh my god.
Yeah, you really luck out. They are just totally oblivious. Like they're distracted. Maybe one of them's like playing a mobile game on their data pad or something and just isn't fucking paying attention to what the hell you're doing.
Hey, there's a data pad for Moravki. We'll take his once we kill him.
And they take you guys upstairs. Meanwhile, upstairs, court is called into session, Anya. And based on the rumors, this one is going to be a juicy one, you think?
What are the rumors?
That a would-be assassin and his accomplice is going on trial before Darga.
If I wanted to kill someone, they'd be dead. Everyone knows it.
Hmm.
I wouldn't use a knife. I'd use a bomb. Wait, can I say bomb here?
I wouldn't recommend it. But yeah, so you have a pretty good indication this is going to be your friends.
Yeah.
Do you need to do anything in preparation for this? I don't know if you have force skills or something that'll help you. But...
Hey, bud.
No, because I mean, I don't know. I mean, like far seeing, I can't really use until I know exactly what to ask about. So
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. So court's gathered, and Durga kind of rolls out on his sled, and the droid begins making all the usual announcements about His Illustrious, His Excellency, Durga, blah, 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 blah. And then he says, point of order, the sentencing of an assassin who tried to take the life of Darga's major domo, perhaps in an attempt to even go for Darga himself. Bring forth the prisoners. And you guys are brought out, and go ahead and give me a mechanics check as you try to, unclick your binders.
Okay.
So you just know your status when we get
Mark
there.
this off. Another one. 32.
Nice.
Yeah, easily. You put the bone in there, and you hear a slight click, and you kind of look up to see if anybody else notices, but it's too loud here in the courtroom, and the guards don't seem to notice. They bring you before them just the same way they did the Womp Rat dude. And the Hutt's going to start booming out in Huttese, and the droid's going to translate. His Excellency says you have made a grave error in trying to kill his major domo, Egrin Deimos, in the night, and you will pay for this crime with your lives. But he is not an ungenerous ruler, and he will allow you to give parting words before your time is to be set at an end.
Well, if I may, I would like to pose an argument in our favor, as opposed to just accepting our fate. I'd like to mount a defense if His Excellency will have it.
And the droid's like, His Excellency does not see what possible defense you could have for trying to kill his major domo, who is one who speaks with his own voice. But you may try your feeble attempts at wordplay if you wish.
Droid mistranslated again. He said authority, not voice. He just leans over to Dean and says that.
Right. So I have it on, Your Excellency, I have it on good authority that your major domo artificially attempted to affect the outcome of the pit fight that my compatriots and I took part in just the other day, and has also been quite interested and prying even in some of my party members, and well, let's just say that if my friend here, Skak, wanted to kill Mr. Majordomo, then he would have. This was not an intended killing.
Darga's going to scoff at this, and he's going to say some things that are mostly, it's like bragging, whatever, but then he's going to follow up by asking, and why would my Major Domo have any interest in your compatriots that would provoke such a response?
That is beyond me, Your Excellency, but...
Dina, I would love for you to make a Constitution roll.
Just tell him it's because Anya's underage and he's a pedo.
I would make a Constitution roll, but instead I think what I might do, if it applies, I'll use my Imperial military training, where once per encounter I can negate a mind-affecting effect, targeting, or currently in effect as a free action.
Ooh, all right. we're going to use that. So you feel a wooziness kind of come over you, and for a second, for like a fleeting second, you feel like you just kind of want to tell the truth. I mean, he asked so nicely after all. Why not let him know that Anya's a Jedi and Ravgi's a Jedi, and this guy seems to have an interest in that for some reason. But then your military training kicks in and puts a lid on that immediately, and you realize what you almost just did.
Just say he's a pedo. Criminals don't like pedos.
Yeah, I think perhaps he just finds Anya attractive or something. It's really beyond me as to why he would have such interest in my partners, but it's made them quite uncomfortable. But really, the more egregious thing that I would like to bring before you is that, well, as I had said before, he had artificially tampered with the outcome of the pit fights. And I have it on good authority.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
And I have it on good authority that he did so.
And Egrin is going to bow and say, I have no idea of what they refer to, Your Excellency. Of course, I would never interfere in your affairs, in your entertainment. Surely, I welcome an investigation with my hands not attached into the entire affair. You will find there was no tampering. I have provided no undue equipment, weakened any structures, paid anyone. You will find that fight was completely tamper-free.
I would like for you to pay attention to, if you have security footage of the event, I would like for you to pay attention to his gesturing. And perhaps you'll find that he is more than what you're currently aware of.
And so Egrin's actually going to real quick make a roll. And he's going to say, they are obviously trying to distract you from distributing your justice, Your Excellency. He's going to make a deception against Darga.
I mean, you're lying to everyone about the size of your wound. What else are you lying to everyone about?
Well, the problem is that we have no proof, right? So it's...
That's why I asked if they had any security footage.
Yeah.
Okay. Darga gets a 13. Okay. So Darga, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Darga is going to say, and he's going to basically parrot exactly what Ingrid says and says, you are trying to His Excellency says you are trying to distract him from the justice at hand. An investigation will be done, but this is about your actions in an attempt to take Major Damos's life.
But your Majesty, I'm someone with such illustrious wisdom as yourself would surely see that justice handed out when no justice is due is well, that's unwise, and it's misplaced justice for that matter. In fact, I would venture to say that you are more just than any around here, and you would want to see that the right individual is the recipient of said justice. And
Darga,
I would also argue that when my argument here has a direct correlation to the actions that were taken later on in the day.
Darga would like to know how this would justify any attempt on his Majordomo's life. Even if there had been cheating, which he expresses extreme doubt for.
Well, I was hoping to not use the term because it is quite taboo. However, I am under the suspicion that the Majordomo possesses the use of the Force. And the knife throwing, well, that was a test.
And the whole court kind of starts laughing with him. And he looks up at Egrin and looks back at you and says, the Force. Darga says, what sort of fairy tale are you trying to spin for him, claiming his major domo can use the Force? Everyone knows the Jedi are an extinct relic of the past.
The Jedi.
Can
I want to ask a question, like out of character, like player wise.
Mm-hmm.
Did we? Because I don't want to take time looking through all my notes. Did they? They've had dealings with the Empire, and they don't like the Empire, right? Was that the case?
They're receiving an Imperial.
They have an Imperial contract. I'm pretty sure they
Yeah.
like the Empire.
I
But
don't
they
think
don't
he
like
expressed
that,
any disinterest with that. I think he was more bragging that he's been able to run his enterprise under their nose without any interference. I think is what the conversation was.
I swear I remember someone saying that they didn't like him for some reason.
No, I don't remember that.
Darga may have said something to that effect, in like a business way, saying that they're too bureaucratic or nosy or whatever, but that he is so skilled that he's been able to operate under their noses without their influence and whatever.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can try and pass it off as this guy being, like working for the Empire, as a dark Jedi, spying on his operations.
Can I use Farseeing to see if I intercede and I say it looks like it was all a misunderstanding. For this misunderstanding, just please show mercy type of thing. If that would have a positive outcome.
You're undermining my entire argument.
I know, but I don't think your argument is going anywhere.
But I think he only wants the two of us to.
I'm trying to get him to look at the security footage if there is any.
I don't think he is going to. Okay, I just got a 15, unfortunately.
Look at the
I don't know if
ability.
that's my
Okay. You have to look at the Farseeing power and tell me if that's a good enough result. I don't have it open at the moment.
All right, I'll look.
But to your argument before she's going to make this decision and step forward or anything, so he's looking for justification. Okay, what if? Okay, so you said that he was a Force user, and then he's kind of laughing about it, like the Jedi are extinct. Ha 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 ha. Do you have a reply to that?
I'll simply say, review the footage for yourself. I myself was hit with a random stone tossed, and there may be some other gestures that he makes in the footage that may suggest that he is in fact a Force user.
Yeah, for instance, the body moving.
Real quick question, story-wise, did at any point Anya or Moravki tell Dina that they felt Egrin Demos probing them with the Force?
I think so. Isn't that what stemmed the conversation for Anya's suspicion?
Well, that particularly, I don't think. I mean, we told him that he knew that we were Force users. In terms of the detail. I guess I think I would have explained that just like I can sense the Force in him, he can sense the Force in me.
So Dina, I need you to make another Constitution save as you feel yourself about to slip with more information.
Oh, does that not? So if I have it pulled up here, does that not negate the whole thing? It says once per encounter, I can negate any mind-affecting effect targeting or currently affecting you. Does that not negate the whole thing? Or
once per encounter. Ooh, let me read it real quick.
It says Imperial military training.
Does it say for the whole encounter or once for the encounter? Because that's going to be the key difference.
Well, it says once per encounter as a free action, I can negate any mind-affecting effect targeting or currently affecting me. So I was reading that as if I get
it negates the poison.
It negates
entirely.
But if I get affected by it again, I can't use the effect or I can't use the talent.
think because it's a poison and it's not out of your system, it would be more like you stave off the effects one time.
Okay.
Whereas if it was like a force power that was like a single use type thing, you would just negate it entirely.
Okay. I will keep that in mind for future
But
use.
what I think I would give you here anyways is a +5 bonus on trying to resist it because you're now aware that you have been drugged.
This is make the use force check is if your check results in less than the target's will the defense, then you gain no information, including whether the target is alive or dead. And cannot use this force power against the same target for 24 hours. So it looks like I'm doing a will defense. So then the hut I would need to know what his
you're
will defense
using.
is.
I'm sorry. You're using the wrong thing. You want to use search your feelings. I got it here.
Okay.
Farseeing is for seeing the future or like checking in on somebody or whatever. Your search your feelings is like the gut, like augury, basically. So full round action, you make a use the force check with an action. So it's a DC 15. You got a 15, which means you will pass. So in the next 10 minutes or so you get a good feeling about if you were to intercede and make a persuasive argument.
So that should be. I got a 3. That should be a 19.
19?
On
All right, you're
Constitution.
good. So again, you feel yourself starting to say more than you intended to, and you catch yourself at the last second. And don't say that extra stuff.
All right. Given the fact that I got a good feeling this is the best way to get them out of this mess, I will intercede. And because I don't see this going well at all, and I will say, "Excuse me, Your Excellency. It looks like it's clearly all a misunderstanding that happens. Sometimes misunderstandings happen amongst the best of friends. It sounds like they were under the impression that that whatever his name is, could potentially use the force. I'm not sure, and it looked like they wanted to seek this out to make sure that Your Excellency was safe and prosperous and was not in any type of danger. They had your best intentions in mind, of course. Please, just like we saved you yesterday from the poison. I believe that they have your best interest in mind, and I would ask that you please give them a mercy and don't kill them.
All right, and as you step out, like there's several gasps. It's pretty unusual for people to step out and interrupt the proceedings.
Yeah, Skak is doing the Stewie head turn.
And Darga kind of sits up and at first looks a little offended, but he relaxes a little bit when he sees it's you and seems to contemplate what you're saying and taking it seriously. I need both you and Dina to give me persuasion checks for your arguments.
Okay. Right.
Just in case you guys are curious, I know this is sort of it's a little bit meta because I just think it's really interesting though. Huts in this game have a will defense of 29.
Oh wow, crazy.
Which is insane.
God damn it.
I didn't do that great. I only got a 20.
All right. So, Dina, your argument seems that he's still kind of laughing off this whole my Major Domo is a Jedi, ha ha ha, whatever type stuff. But then it gets interrupted. The laughter gets interrupted by her coming out and making her plea. And the hut seems to mull this over for a moment. And Egrin seems to pick up on the fact that Darga is considering her words. And he then interjects and says, Your Excellency, your new... what's the word I'm looking for? Associate on what was your Jugs? Your new
Jugs.
associate Jugs does speak correctly. I do think there was perhaps some misunderstanding. If you were to show mercy, my advice would be to allow her companion 2x4 to go free, as they had no hand in the actual attempt on my life. And Darga will mull this over after Egron makes his own persuasion check. He said nothing that was a
Oh.
lie.
Well, I was pleading for both of them.
Okay. Dargo will take that into consideration too, and he holds up a hand for like everyone to be silent while he leans back and he thinks, and he takes a pull of his hookah, and his eyes kind of like narrow a little bit. And then after a very long pause, a very long think, he leans forward again and says, the droid says, "Your Excellency agrees with the recommendation of Ingrid Demos and hears the pleas of Jugs, and feels he does owe her a bit of gratitude for interceding on his behalf the day before. Thus, 2x4 will be spared of any sentencing and returned to his companions, or her companions. As to the other, Darga is less inclined to show mercy, but still is willing to give a fighting chance to this would-be assassin."
Thank God.
After that
God.
great gift I gave him too.
I know, but
Two
that's so
gifts.
much better. That's so much better than him killing you. Like I just thought he was gonna kill you. So like I will take this. I will take the fighting chance.
Darga has proposed a trial by combat. What's your fucking name? Thermite?
Yeah, Thermite.
Okay.
Oh, Thermite will win. Like hands down. Of course he's gonna win.
Thermite will face off against one of Darga's favorite pets. And this will commence immediately.
You're gonna give me a weapon?
They indeed will. And several guards immediately like kind of come in and start like accosting you and dragging you off, Skak, towards the arena. And you will be given a weapon.
How many guards are taking me to the arena? Just one?
No, they got 4 of them. So there's 4 of them dragging you to the arena. And then
Need my
Darga,
grenades.
Egron, Miragi, Anya, and Dina are going to be ushered to the dais where they're going to get to preside and watch over this whole thing. At the entrance to the arena, they're going to give you, I can never remember, a carbine blaster or a vibro sword blade of your choice.
How about you give me my weapons?
Make a persuasion check or intimidation check, whichever one you're going for.
Can I aid him on his persuasion to give him a plus?
I don't think we're anywhere near them.
Yeah, this is happening
never
down
mind.
below. Yeah, so you wouldn't even be aware that that's going on. So that is a 10 or a 9? That's a 9. Okay. And this is against a what? Fucking Gamorrean. So I'm just going to give the Gamorrean, where is he? Where is his will defense? His will defense is 9. You meet it. All right, so he will...
It's embarrassing.
It is really embarrassing. He's going to consider this and look to the other guard, and he's going to shrug like, "Is that allowed? I don't know. I guess." He's going to go back and he'll pick one of your weapons to give you. Which one do you want?
Well, I got the grenade launcher from the what was it? The droid. They're gonna give me ammo? I got plenty of grenades.
You're not sure exactly.
I think
what
I
they're going to
attached
give you.
it. Didn't I attach it to my rifle? Because I think that only takes like an hour. I don't remember. It was so long ago. It was like 4 sessions ago.
I'm not
Or 4
sure
weeks
if you're
ago,
talking
not
about the
sessions.
rocket launcher from the droid.
Oh, I thought that was a grenade launcher.
It's more like a... Yeah, it shoots out grenades. It shoots stun grenades or frag grenades. You don't know. You don't know how much ammo they're going to give you. Presumably they'll give you some, but you don't know how much.
Well, my
you can't
gun is
understand
currently
them.
connected
Or can
to a
you-
powered... What's
Can you
that?
understand? Can you understand them? Do you know their language?
Not Gamorrean. I know Hadese.
Okay. All right. So you don't know what they're saying. They seem to understand you clearly enough, but
Yeah. My big gun is attached to a power generator, so if they're not smart enough to realize that's two separate things, then I'll take the big gun.
Yeah, that's what I would do if I were you.
When you say big gun, you mean the gun attached to the power generator? Which gun do you refer
The
to?
light repeating rifle.
Light repeating rifle. Okay.
Yeah.
So they'll go get your light repeating rifle and they'll bring that to you. And we're going to go to the screen here where you're going to kind
Not
of
even going to get me back to before this? It's not fair.
They're going to shove you out into the arena where everybody's kind of gathered around and they're all watching. And that big structure that had fallen has been cleared out of the arena at this point. And a gate opens and out stomps a very large creature that's going to look like this. Well, shit, where'd the handout go? Let me switch handout. There we go.
I spent a destiny point on you, Dina. Least you could have done is spend a destiny point on me.
I don't have any.
I was about to say, does he even have any? I'm not sure.
No, I have none.
But yeah, it's a big hulking green creature with a huge like mace-like object in its hand, and it lets out a roar, and like the gravel on the ground shakes a little bit as it does. And the crowd and Darga cheer wildly. And I think that is going to be the cliffhanger for this episode. And do I need to swoosh to get us back to our faces? I do.
The Major Domo better be taking cover. Because if he's wide open, I'm taking a shot. I'll show him how to assassinate people.
But all right. Wild ending. Could have went a lot of different ways, especially if your persuasion rolls had been bad. But this is probably about as good as an outcome as you could get between that and ultimate death. I don't think Sevi was wrong about that. We got 10 minutes, so I think this is a good opportunity to go around and ask everybody character insights about what they're feeling about the situation and how things are going. Since you're the one in the most danger, I'm going to save you for last, Skak. And let's start with Dina. You know, you have been an officer who's been able to work your way up the ranks and get yourself through a lot of situations, and not a lot of situations that you haven't really been able to talk your way out of so far. How is she feeling about the fact that she wasn't able to fully get Skak off the hook for this one and his current situation?
Well, I mean, she's not pleased. That's for sure. She's very worried about Skak, but right now, I mean, she's a little bit preoccupied because she feels undermined by Anya. Whether or not her argument was good, she didn't feel like her argument was given due attention, and it was cut short by Anya interrupting, and she also feels a little bit perhaps betrayed is too strong of a word, but you know, she's wondering, you know, why wouldn't she back me up? You know, this guy is clearly a problem. He's clearly an issue that everyone is concerned about at this point, given all the meddling he's done and all the prying he's done. And she just doesn't understand why. One, she feels like if her argument was taken seriously, then perhaps Skak wouldn't be in this situation at all, and we might be able to walk free. But two birds with one stone, we might have been able to expose the Major Domo and perhaps have him exited from the court.
How worried are you for Skak's chances? And let's say this fight as it progresses doesn't look like it's going to go well for Skak. What are Dina's intentions?
She's going to help in the best way that she can. She's going to try to get a front row seat so that way at least she's in eyesight of Skak to hopefully, you know, give him some what's the I can't think of the term that I'm looking. Some moral support at the very least. Maybe give him a bonus or two to help him out as best as she can. But she's confident in his abilities, but she's never fought something like what just walked out of that door. So she honestly has no idea. But she's pretty confident that Skakel, at the very least, put up a good fight. And whatever this thing is, it won't know what hit it. That's for sure.
How about Anya? First off, you had a bad encounter the night before. You were pretty distraught. You went to bed early. Did it frustrate Anya to wake up the next day and find out that she was gone for a couple hours and somehow her friends had everything had gone to hell?
I don't think she was frustrated. I think that she felt guilty that they were in trouble again, all because she's a Jedi, and the discussion. I don't think it would have ended well. Any way you cut it.
You saw the court proceedings taking place, and why did Anya decide she needed to step forward in that moment? Did she feel the conversation wasn't going the right way, or did she just, or was she feeling defensive? Like maybe the way the conversation was going was going to circle back to her? Or what was the motivation?
No, it was clear that they were not persuaded, and it was an easy out. In order to save the life of Skak and Dina. Like the way that the conversation was proceeding, I think like the problem was that the group had no proof. If the group is able to find proof while we're here, then we can approach the hut again with the actual proof. I think like just like as Dina was like talking, I just kept thinking I wish that we could have had Skak look into the cameras and had Skak get the video evidence for us to be able to present it, to be able to have like a real confrontation, because right now all it's basically just he said, she said situation without any proof, and we are newcomers that have no sway, and this person is the right hand of the hut, and we just have we have nothing. I didn't see a way that they could have left the conversation alive, because I understand what Dina was asking for in terms of getting that, but I think like we needed to provide some proof, and the only proof that Dina could have provided was we know he uses the Force because we have 2 Force users in our group. And I don't think that would have, I think that would have ended with all of us being dead.
Interesting. So seeing now what this has devolved into, what do you think the odds are of Skak surviving his current encounter? And if things are going poorly for him and it's clear to you that Skak might not win, for example, what are your intentions?
I think Skak will win. And if he seems to be in trouble, I plan to stealthily use the Force to give him a hand.
Okay. Skak, you know how this went down, the attempt you made and the way it went down. How does Skak feel about his friends' attempts to get him out of this? Is it even wanted, first off? Does he appreciate them trying to get him out of this? And does he think it's competent? Like, what are his current feelings about it?
Yes. Yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, why? Of course he would appreciate it.
Okay, all right. And do you feel like they were doing a pretty competent job of it, or is he frustrated at all about the way they're handling it, or is he satisfied? Like, they've really helped me out here by putting me in this other situation.
He probably was not paying attention to what was being said and was probably looking around to see what he could do if someone tried to approach him, since he had his binders off.
Of note, whenever they took you down there to let you free, they didn't even realize that they were unlocked when they took them off you. There was like, it took them off. All right, how about this thing that is now kind of come stomping out and roared in your direction? How is Skak feeling about his odds of dealing with this creature? And
A Savrip? You mean the knockoff Rancor?
yes,
I'm sure he's okay.
You think so? Okay. If things were to go south for you, they may or may not. You might ace this thing. But if they
things
were,
go south for me, I have a power generator I can explode.
well, there is that. But as a character, would you want Dina, Moravgi, and Anya to get involved in that situation and maybe expose themselves, or would you?
No, because he already told Anya, don't worry about it. Yeah, if he goes out in a blaze of glory and a giant power generator explosion, he'll be the happiest guy in heaven.
Okay. Let me fix something here. All right. Why is it doing this to me? Don't do that to me. Let me fix something here. Okay, there we go. All right, cool. Well, we don't have Moravgi for his insights, but I'm sure they would all be in Sherrywook, and we wouldn't be able to understand them anyways. I look forward to asking him if he had the droid this whole time. Otherwise, it's going to be really ridiculous. But that was a lot of fun. It was a cool role-playing session. Didn't really have any combat, but we're sure going to be starting with some combat next time. And I'm very interested to see how that all plays out.
It's okay. I'll take him out in one turn.
Maybe. But let's go around, tell them where you can be found, what you'll be up to. Leave Sevi second for last, me for last, and we will start with Velrock since we ended with him on the insights.
Yeah, I am Velrock. My brand is Velrock Art Miniatures. If you're interested, you can get them for 3D printing on myminifactory.com. Just look up Velrock Art Miniatures. You'll find me. Yeah, other than that, I'm here Saturdays, and I'm on Geeks and Gamers Tabletop on Thursdays playing Dick in March of the Dragon Queen. Have a lot of fun. Oh, and you know what? I had a lot of fun playing Tomb of Annihilation as well with Erudi, so hopefully he plugs his start playing, because I think there's other games open if you guys want to play with him. We just finished Tomb of Annihilation after like a year and a half of playing. It was awesome. Skak was sort of half based on my character from Tomb of Annihilation, so it was good fun. We all made it out, and we resurrected everyone that died. Good times.
Oh, I'm glad you had a good time playing that. I did too. It was fun.
Yeah. All right. Moss.
Yeah, you can find me obviously here on Saturday nights. Next time you'll see me will be on Monday evening, same channel, different time, 8 o'clock for Horror on the Orient Express. Tuesday, you can find me over on Tales from the Dragon's Tavern for our Smoke and Barrels campaign that JJ is running. It's very fun pirate campaign, so go and check that out. Wednesday here for Wednesday After Dark. Thursday, Geeks and Gamers Tabletop for March of the Dragon Queen. And I think I always forget just how many things that I'm in. I know I am working on something for Tales from the Dragon's Tavern as well. My own campaign that I'll be running over there in a completely different system that's very near and dear to me. So yeah, just keep an eye open for news on that. Sevi.
All right, well, hello, everyone. I am Sevi. You can find me Geeks and Gamers Tabletop on Thursdays and Fridays, where we do tabletop games, and then Sundays are for Pokemon. So come and hang out and check it out. You can find me over in Moonskull. Saturdays for Star Wars. Mondays are for Call of Cthulhu. Wednesdays for Wednesday After Dark. We will have Joe Rosie as our special guest, and I think I'll be doing more solo streams, so check it out. I have a plethora of games to get through, so after At Dead of Night ends, if I can get through it, because halfway through, I basically talk for 20 minutes about how I don't want to play the game. Then I play the game, And then after playing time, I spend half the rest of the stream not playing the game and just talking to chat. So eventually I will get through it. It's a very scary game. So literally like I feel my hands be all clammy and sweaty and I get a knot in my stomach and you can see like I'm actually scared, which
so
apparently I found out that I apparently giggle when I'm scared, which was shocking to me because it's like I did not know people could giggle when you got scared, but apparently I do. So come and check it out and hang out with me when I'm playing those solo streams. And Cult of Sebi merch. Make sure to check it out. I only have the hat here. I already washed my mugs and stuff, but look at that! How amazing it is.
That is
Very cool.
hat.
You can follow my Instagram. I put up some pictures of the Cult of Sebi merch for you guys to check out as well. I think that's it. Check. Oh, I'll put my links. Apparently, we don't have mods around, so I will have to dig around for the Word document. But just go ahead and give me a follow on Twitch and Kick and Twitter if you have not already, and I'll pass it to Erudi.
Yeah, and I can grab the link for my profile. 1 second. But yes, basically almost everything that she just said there, I'm in, with the exception of Call of Cthulhu and her private streams. Here's a link that's got her stuff on it. Oh, she's already on it. Okay. And then also my own link for Start Playing, as he mentioned. I did have a couple seats open up, both in Saturday 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time game, which is Raiders of the Serpent Sea, which is really cool if you've ever played any of the BioWare games back when BioWare was good. So Dragon Age, Origins, or the Old Republic, or Knights of the Old Republic, Jade Empire. The writing team for those made their own 5th edition adventure modules, and they're really good. So Raiders of the Serpent Sea, we're doing on Saturday nights, and then we have an opening also in my Savage Pathfinder game on Thursday nights, early in the AM, just after Dragon Queen. And that is actually Savage Pathfinder, so if you want to play that, we're doing Rise of the Rune Lords, which is also a lot of fun. And here's a link that's got her merch and a bunch of other stuff on there, as well as links to our channels. That's our tap link. So you got a bunch of stuff there that you could find as well. Please consider supporting Legend Seeker. It's very vital. We're trying to get to 50 gold memberships, and every membership, whether it be copper, silver, or gold, matters and counts and really goes a long way in helping us get this thing done. I just got a mock-up of what the cover would look like if we use the art as it is right now, and it looks really damn good. I just got to tell you, I'm really proud of Effie and what she's doing with the artwork on that, and we still got 2 more covers to come after that. So I think that's all I got. I'm sure there was something else I was supposed to mention, but I'll remember it later when it's too late. So thank you guys for tuning in. And oh wait, there was something else. We hit 36 likes. So on the next stream, they'll get a Force token for you guys doing that. Be sure not only to keep liking the stream, because as we hit 36, 72, and 108, they'll get some benefits, but also comment on the stream afterwards. That also will get them benefits, but the key purpose is when you guys comment, when you engage, when you like, it pushes this video out to the algorithm and more people discover the channel. And as we grow, we can do more and more things for you guys. We can get more cool sci-fi or horror tabletop RPGs on the channel, do more shows, things like that. Can only really happen as we grow and we expand, and it's your guys' support and interactions that help make that happen. So thank you for tuning in. Hope you had fun, and we will talk to you later. Bye, guys.